Gracious good evening, O'Hare heroine of the ER.
Look, if you're looking for Jason Morgan, he's up on 10, and so is Dr. Drake.
Okay, I also meant to inquire.
I don't have time for your nonsense right now, Mr. Spinelli. If you want to help me, you can go up on 10 and find out why your friend, a mobster like Jason Morgan, seems to think that the FBI is going to call me. If the frostbite's in 3, he's still waiting.
Yeah, perhaps some of these people should be evacuated.
Into a blizzard. That's a bad idea. Will you get out of my hair? Please, Mr. Spinelli. Go! Go!
Assuming the OR team is still alive, when I pull them out, decontaminate them, and get them to ICU.
It appears Stone Cold's dire warnings were too late.
It looks like only the OR team were affected so far.
How may I be of assistance?
Okay, I want you to go set up in the lounge by the elevators. I want you to pull up the schematics of the hospital and find out where the air ducts from this OR connect. We have one dead so far. His name's Andy...
Archer? Say it isn't so. The warrior of anesthesia fell by his own arrow.
It's Dr. Archer, okay? The rest are in critical condition. What do you know? What do you know about the poison?
It's still in the development stages. There's not a whole lot of data on it yet.
Well, do they know if it's going to dissipate the further away it moves from the source?
The people who manufactured it aren't exactly talking.
Well, make them talk! I mean, come on, there's a hospital full of people here who could die.
Hey, you shouldn't have to do this. I can relay information to the FBI the next time he calls.
It's okay.
I know, I'm just saying that maybe you wanted to check on your mother or Elizabeth.
I don't think there's anything I can do for them. But maybe I can help somebody else. What'd you find on those specs?
Well, General Hospital stood tall and proud for many decades, so it's not surprising that many repairs and rebuilds have taken place, but it makes it analyzing the system most complicated.
X-rays show 5 spears, 4.5 centimeters each in diameter.
Okay.
I just examined Bragg. There was only one.
One what?
One spear. One spear was cut open. All this damage was done by one.
What about the other 4?
Do you mean to tell me that these bastards came up with a deadly toxin on our nickel and didn't bother to create a way to neutralize it? Well, find out! I've got another call. Raynor.
Dr. Drake has an update. He just came from the OR.
Yeah, after I got everybody out of the room, I examined Bragg. He died on the table with his stomach cut open. But when I did examine him, I only found 1 spear, but on the X-ray, there's 5.
Then you need to go back. You need to go into Bragg's body, find the 4 spears, and find out whether they're still intact.
Oh, no. The news is most dire.
Hold on a second.
The schematic is clear. The duct leading from the operating room connects directly to the hospital boardroom.
If the biotoxin is in the ventilation system, it's just a matter of time before it spreads.
We don't want to set off a panic. Our first priority is
My
containment.
first priority is saving people's lives.
The air duct from OR2 shares a common feeder with the hospital board.
Did you get that? The air ducts from the OR shares a common feeder with the hospital board.
Find out if anyone is using it.
There's a charity event that's full of people.
Seal off the room. It's the only way to keep the biotoxin from spreading.
Seal off the room. What about the people inside?
Jason Morgan went to the conference room to explain the situation to everyone inside.
This is about containment now.
There are people in that room that he cares about.
It may be too late for them. Do you understand?
I understand that there is a biotoxin that the government lost, and now it's up to us to clean it up.
I need someone to seal off the air ducts in the OR and check the condition of the capsules that Bragg was carrying in his gut.
Fine, I'll handle it.
How's your chief of staff faring? Can I talk to her?
Our chief of staff was assisting on Bragg's surgery. Now she's fighting for her life. I told you I'd handle it. Now you do your job and make sure nobody else dies.
Agent Raynor, 'tis the Jackal, Damon Spinelli.
I need for you to hack into the hospital computer. Shut down the ventilation systems, close the ducts, anything to keep this thing from spreading.
Oh, that would require activity that is outlawed.
Patrick.
A lot of people are going to die if we don't stop this.
Yes, I grasp how dire the situation is.
But she's refusing to help.
No, he's refusing to admit to doing anything illegal that you could turn around and use against him.
Who's this?
Sam McCall, the one person you haven't coerced, apparently.
I'm not looking to use any of this against the kid.
Well, I'm sure we have your word on that.
I'm trying to avert a disaster.
You know, we are in the same building with this stuff. We are highly motivated at this point.
Was Spinelli able to
Shut down the ventilation system.
Yeah, it's done.
I need a complete copy of the
hospital schematics?
All right, it's on its way.
And I need you to do everything possible to keep this biotoxin from spreading.
Then you need to tell us exactly what we're dealing with.
It's airborne, but it's a poison, not a virus.
The people who get sick from it are not contagious in the traditional sense. It's like being exposed to radiation. Everything that comes into contact with it,
Skin, clothing, hair may carry the toxin.
and breathing it, even a small dose, can be fatal.
Airborne. What are you doing here?
Working in service of the federal ones on a matter most dire, which you will soon hear about, no doubt.
There's been, an accident.
Involving a most toxic substance.
We haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, I suppose not. The feds, they just want to keep it under control, so
Okay.
he starts to
Look,
panic.
if you're trying to scare us, you're doing a good job.
Well, what else do you know about it?
All right, here it goes. I was in an accident with this guy who was driving like a maniac, and they brought him in. He was complaining of abdominal pains, and of course, they thought it was internal injuries, so they brought him into surgery, and lo and behold, they found these poison spears inside of him. Apparently, he swallowed them.
I mean, like when people swallow drugs.
Right, but in this case, the rabid beast of burden was carrying a biotoxin that was stolen from a hijacked truck belonging to the Equinox Corporation.
They're a weapons manufacturer.
Which is why the feds are involved, because it is a weapons-grade poison. 2 people in the OR have already died.
The rest of the team, including Fair Elizabeth and the mother of Stone Cold, are all in critical condition.
Oh my God.
But it's been contained, right?
Well, no, apparently it's gotten into the ventilation system.
Yeah, the OR in question shares an air duct with the hospital boardroom, which was where, in a cruel twist of irony, people were gathered to help those in dire need.
That's where Carly and Kate and the
Right.
Quartermains.
Nadine.
Raynor, yeah, the x-rays were accurate. There are 5 spears in Bragg's stomach. One of them was cut open during surgery. The other 4 are intact, but the membrane encasing them has been compromised by Bragg's stomach acid.
Where are the spheres now?
The hazmat team left an airlock container. I left them in there in the OR. It's the safest place for them. I didn't want to transfer them.
The FBI needs to take charge of them.
Go right ahead, but you figure out how to neutralize this biotoxin. One of those spears took down an entire OR in a matter of seconds, and I'm telling you, the rest are very compromised.
I've been monitoring communications with the ICU, and I wish I had better news to report. The condition of your stricken sibling remains unchanged.
All right, though, but listen, the air ducts are sealed off, so is the boardroom, and they set up a portable air vent outside, and they were able to get Kate through it. She was the only one affected.
Well, so far, but I don't know why they haven't shut the whole hospital down.
Because if they can contain it, then they don't have to explain what happened.
The odds are that some of this toxin got out into the hospital before the hazmat squad could shut everything off.
Yeah, Fair Lulu makes a compelling point, which means any person that walks into the hospital is another potential victim.
Yeah, but anyone who walks outside of the hospital could potentially contaminate anyone they come in contact with.
But the feds want to avoid unnecessary panic.
Well, they certainly want to avoid telling anyone that they lost track of a weapons-grade poison.
I've got an ER full of stupid people who ignored the storm warnings, and more are still pouring in. So please, tell me that you've got something that a brain surgeon and a computer genius couldn't handle without my help.
I think we should close the ER.
What?
Yeah, I think you're right. Anybody that comes in and out of those doors is at risk.
Will somebody tell me what on earth is going on here?
Dr. Drake, it's for you. It's an Agent Raynor.
Get Epiphany up to speed. Close the doors to the ER. The entire hospital's been put under quarantine. Just do it. This is Dr. Patrick Drake. Due to an extreme emergency, General Hospital has now been placed under quarantine. I assure you, this is being done for your own safety. The entire hospital staff, working together with government agencies, are doing everything in their
I think
power
that it's time for me to have a heart
as possible.
I think that would be a bad idea.
Maybe I want to die with a clean conscience.
You on the situation, to address your questions and concerns, give you further direction on what you need to do to ensure your
In case I
health
die.
and safety.
I have to tell you something about the shooting.
Right now,
You know, Shaka,
for you to do is to stay calm. Work with us and with each other. Understand that we are all in this together.
Whoa, you can't leave. What's wrong? Why won't he tell us? You have to stay right here, okay?
Sir, it's going to be okay. This is a hospital, one of the safest places for you to be.
But until this emergency is resolved, no one will be permitted to enter or leave the hospital.